How's your day been?
My day's been good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited. I'm not as stressed out as I usually am.
Mm-hmm.
I'm typically really stressed out, and I'm not. And I think because I know my community's gonna support me regardless,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not as stressed out to share about this. Yeah.
Yeah. And so, what do you define as your community?
Oh man. I'm crazy. You know, I put my mind to things and I do it. And so the people that I'm creating for, or the people who are following or interested in what I'm doing, tends to be my community. I've always been a person who, if I'm doing something, I'm crazy about it, I'm gonna do it, and whoever's around me at that time is my community. Whether I was doing music festivals or, you know, trying to diversify a corporate firm or whatever it was I was doing, I've always had crazy passion for it. So whoever I'm impacting and who wants to be a part of it tends to be the community. And not that I don't love everyone else, because I do, right? And you know, many times, many lives have passed, I guess, where I've had people that have been my community. But at this moment, it's probably, you know, Pioneers Run Crew, Forward Fam, Trailblazers, and the people in the space.
And so it seems like you have a big community.
Yes.
Would you agree? Yeah.
Yes, a very big community, correct.
When you were younger, do you think you would have imagined having this community as your support system?
I don't know. I don't really know how. I don't really know how I thought about life as a kid. I just knew that I was always taught to get out the hood, get out. But I don't know. Just never felt like that was the right thing to do. And maybe I talk about this a lot, but I got the opportunity to go to boarding school. And I saw this world that people were living in, that people in our neighborhood didn't live in. I'm like, what the like? And then I'd come home and be mad at people riding the 15 because they were ignorant. But it's like, because they taught, you know, act a certain way, and I started getting mad at myself for feeling that way. And so I made it my goal to bring those experiences to us.
And so you just said a lot, so I'm going to unpack that a little bit. Is that okay?
That's fine.
Okay. And so you say you went to boarding school, and you saw people living a certain life. What do you mean by that?
Oh man. Not afraid of their surroundings. Walking freely.
And you came home and you saw people on the 15. Do you want to just talk about what the 15 is? And
It's true. I'm talking to you like,
yeah.
oh my gosh. So the 15 is the bus route that runs from Kane Square, close to my house, to I think it goes to Dudley. Does it go to Dudley? It goes to Ruggles. I don't go that far. I don't go that far. I don't need to go to Ruggles. And it's typically people who live between Ruggles and Kane Square, which is, you know, where I grew up. So,
So
black and brown people in the struggle.
So where is Ruggles, for folks who don't know
Ruggles
Boston?
is now Northeastern. They bought everything. But it's, you know, Lower Roxbury, South Endish,
Okay.
Northeastern.
Yeah. And Kane Square is where?
Kane Square is Dorchester, over by where you live.
Hancock Street.
Hancock Street, and like in Bowdoin.
Bowdoin.
Yeah.
And so before you mentioned that you saw people acting ignorant
Yeah. Like,
on the 15. So what do you mean by that?
just like always, I don't know. You come from, so I go to boarding school. Everyone's like quiet, polite, nice, and you come back and everyone's guarded, mean, acting up, you know. And but what you don't know as a kid that I was like we have to be on edge. We come from poverty, like.
And so,
No, yeah, there's like we don't have the comfort of peace of mind.
Right. And you said that at one point your mentality was get out the hood.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think you still embrace that?
I mean, I think that you can't save the world. Something you realize. But can you do something that impacts the way people think at a young age? And maybe that can help them help themselves. So giving them things to see, experiences. But I do think that, like, if you start with the children, right? Like, we run in our hoods because we want to make sure that people see us and we're visible. And Bruce talks about the kids, and we're talking about, like, when we run on Washington Street, on Dudley Street, the kids on the stoops. It's weird for them, but, like, how do we start to normalize that for them so they can be, you know, seeing something that they can do, you know, that can help, like, why running is important to you, and it's freeing, right? Like, can we bring that feeling to these young kids that grew up, you know, in areas where, in life where they don't have the, like I said, they don't have the privilege of peace of mind, or can they escape for a little bit through running? I think is a big part of my why, you know.
Do you feel successful in that? I'm gonna rephrase that. In your success in that.
Success in that.
How does that make you feel, your success in creating that space?
I don't celebrate success. I don't celebrate my success because I always see what's next.
Right.
I always jump into something that's like impossibly next. But I think you mentioned it, thinking about all of the crews of color that there are now. Right, like seeing the email that goes out from Equity Boston that has like, and here are the teams that are represented. And like, when we started this, there was no other team that was represented. You know, I started on the Run Crew. I was the founder there. I left to start my, you know, my own thing. But so, you know, looking at that, yes, like there's change that's been done, and now it's like, I mean, we opened a can of worms now. Like there's a crew everywhere, but and growing, but. So your question is, yeah, I guess, I mean, it feels good that we even have a say on how things are done through the BRC now, you know, the Boston Running Collaborative. So we work with the BAA to help them, you know, think about running in an equitable way.
Right. So that's amazing. And so, just technicalities, BAAs.
Boston Athletic Association. My bad. We operated outside of the norms for so long. We don't really care. Like, I didn't care. I really didn't care about them for a long time. All right, I'm fine now. Whew.
You good? Okay. I think that was cool.
Yeah, thank you.